Have you ever met someone who just had that energy? They walk into a room and people naturally gravitate toward them. And it's not because they're the most beautiful person in the room. It's something else, something deeper. Here's the truth. Real attractiveness has nothing to do with your looks and everything to do with your mindset. It's about the energy you project. And guess what? You don't need designer clothes or a perfect smile to be magnetic. You just need the right habits. Habits rooted in ancient wisdom that's more relevant today than ever. The Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, believed that strength, calm, and self-discipline were the true pillars of personal power. And when you cultivate these within yourself, you start to attract others not because you're trying to impress them, but because you radiate something rare, inner peace. In this video, we're diving into 6 Stoic habits that can transform how people see you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. Ready to stop chasing attention and start commanding it? Let's get into it. You want to know a rare superpower that instantly makes you more magnetic? It's not your voice, not your style. It's your ability to truly listen. I'm not talking about nodding while waiting for your turn to speak. I mean real listening, focused, present, without judgment. The ancient Stoics understood this long before it became a buzzword. They taught that when you give someone your full attention, no interruptions, no agenda, you're not just hearing them, you're honoring them. And in a world where everyone's trying to talk over each other, being the one who listens, that's unforgettable. Think about it. When's the last time you felt truly heard? It felt good, didn't it? Safe, valued? Now imagine giving that same feeling to someone else. That's what makes you magnetic. Not because you're performing, but because you're present. So next time you're in a conversation, try this. Put down your phone, make eye contact, resist the urge to jump in. Just listen. You'll be amazed how quickly people feel drawn to you, not for what you say, but for how you make them feel. That's Stoic charisma. Quiet, simple, powerful. Ever notice how we naturally gravitate toward calm people, especially when everything else feels like it's falling apart? There's a reason for that. Chaos pushes people away, but calm pulls them in. True inner peace isn't about pretending everything's fine. It's about standing firm even when it's not. And that kind of quiet strength, it's magnetic. The Stoics believed that peace comes from within, and they practiced it daily, through meditation, through mindful breathing, through learning to pause before reacting. They knew that when you stay composed under pressure, you send a powerful signal. I've got this. I'm not controlled by the storm around me. That kind of energy is rare, and it's deeply attractive, not just romantically, but in friendships, leadership, life. Ask yourself this. When things get tense, do you become the storm or the stillness? You don't need to raise your voice to show strength. Sometimes the calmest person in the room is the one everyone looks to when things fall apart. So if you want to become truly magnetic, start with peace. Because confidence isn't loud, it's grounded. And when you carry that kind of calm, people can feel it the moment you walk into the room. Have you ever noticed how the quietest person in the room often holds the most power? There's a reason for that. Words matter, but only when they're used with intention. The Stoics warned us. Talking too much usually leads to trouble. It's not about being silent. It's about being selective. When you choose your words carefully, you command attention. You earn respect. Think about it. Who would you rather listen to? Someone who talks constantly or someone who speaks with clarity, depth, and purpose? When you pause before you speak, you show that your words are not just noise. They mean something. And that's powerful. This doesn't mean you have to sound like a philosopher. Just be real, be thoughtful, say what matters, and skip what doesn't. A simple truth, a well-timed insight, even a moment of silence These are the things that make people lean in, not scroll away. So the next time you speak, ask yourself, am I adding noise or value? Because when your voice carries intention, people listen. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to grow stronger the more life throws at them? That's not luck. That's resilience. And in the eyes of the Stoics, it's one of the most magnetic traits a person can have. See, adversity doesn't just reveal who you are. It shapes who you become. The Stoics believed every challenge is an opportunity, not just to endure, but to evolve. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are they didn't have it easy. They fell, they struggled, but they stood back up, with purpose. That quiet strength, that calm in the chaos, that's what draws others in. Next time you're tested, don't just ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Because resilience isn't about having all the answers. It's about staying grounded when everything else is shaking. In a world full of noise and drama, being the one who doesn't crumble, who keeps showing up, that's powerful and deeply attractive. So, what adversity are you facing right now? And more importantly, who are you becoming because of it? Here's something we don't talk about enough. Being liked isn't the same as being respected. One of the most powerful traits you can develop, one that truly draws people in, is integrity. And I don't mean just doing the right thing when it's easy. I mean standing by your values even when it's uncomfortable, even when no one's watching. The Stoics were clear. Your principles should be non-negotiable. In a world constantly chasing likes, followers, and external validation, someone who stands firm in who they are is rare and magnetic. Think about it. When was the last time you felt deeply drawn to someone who wasn't trying to impress you, just living their truth with quiet strength? There's something unshakably attractive about that. You don't have to please everyone. In fact, trying to will only water you down. What if instead you focused on becoming someone you respect? Because when your inner compass is clear, people notice. And they won't just like you. They'll trust you. So here's the real question. Are you chasing approval, or are you choosing to be aligned? Let's be honest. Perfection is a myth. It's a moving target that keeps us stuck, anxious, and constantly second-guessing ourselves. But growth is real, and it's magnetic. The Stoics never aimed to be flawless. They aimed to be better than they were yesterday. That's it. They believed life wasn't about performing perfectly, but evolving honestly. So let me ask you, have you ever met someone who's open about their struggles, owns their mistakes, and still shows up with the courage to keep going? That kind of person inspires you, not because they're perfect, but because they're real. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to be committed to learning. Whether it's through journaling, feedback, or simply reflecting at the end of the day, every step you take towards growth is a win. And when you share that journey, not the polished version, but the real one, people don't just connect with you. They root for you. Because growth is human. And humans growing, that's what draws us in. So here's the truth, friend. The kind of attraction that lasts doesn't come from your face, your fashion, or how many followers you have. It comes from within. These 6 Stoic habits, they build something far more powerful than surface-level charm. They shape your presence, your purpose, and your peace. You don't have to change your appearance. You just have to commit to becoming more grounded, more thoughtful, more you, every single day. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits spoke to you most? Drop it in the comments. Your insight might just inspire someone else. And if this video gave you value, pass it on, like it, share it, and hit that subscribe button so we can keep exploring Stoic wisdom together. Because here's the bottom line. Live with courage. Live with intention. That's what it means to live Stoic.